Good morning, Trina. Trina, how are you? Safi saying hi over here. I'm waiting for more people to come. Just give us a few minutes. Hi, Safi. Say hi to everybody. You pretty girl. You pretty girl. Yes. No, I meant you can stay. Good morning, Path Traveler. Hi, Philippe. What's up, Chef? Come on. What's up? I'm Aquarius, mixed Pisces. We'll get back together. Okay, hi guys. I don't do readings for person. So, can I? Hi, Kit Kat. Hi, Courtney. Hi, Sonia. Now, can I ask somebody to be a moderator? I don't even know if I can actually put anybody here to be a moderator. Because if new people show up, to tell them that I'm not doing one-by-one reading. So this is just quick like reading for November 18th, not 12th, as I said. Over here, perfect. I guess Safi was here for a second and then I paid too much attention to her and she just like vanished. So we'll see if she's going to show up. I had a dream about my other cat, Oscar, and I had a horrible dream that I had to euthanize her. And so it happens that basically she passed away on this day a few years ago. So it kind of like was bittersweet morning. Okay, Kit Kat, I don't know if I can make you a moderator. I'm adding you as a moderator, Kit Kat. Is that okay? So you can help. There you go. Anybody else wants to help? I really appreciate. So I am actually using today Fenestra Tarot cards. I found it somewhere on a flea market. It's kind of different. It's very kind of like young approach about it, so I really use it in my personal readings for my younger clients. But it's actually really beautiful deck, as you can see, absolutely beautiful. What I don't like about it is like that the back side seems to be very similar to the front side, but I can live with this. Okay, so it is about 18 of us. Okay, great, Kit Kat. So it's 18 of us. I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out the best time to, hi Tisha, thank you, the best time for us to get together. Christy Kitten cannot be today with us. She's actually still at work, so we will handle. Kit Kat is going to help. Oh, your pussycat is nearly 9 years old. Well, Oscar, the one that I dreamt about last night, she was 21, and Mittens that I dreamt, which was her daughter, was 20. So is this the time where the eclipses and nodes come into play? Well, you know, I sort of have love-hate relationship with astrology. I find that astrology is like too mathematical, and in time I find that all the astrologers, if you see them on all of their channels, they actually start introducing tarot and relying on tarot. I think that tarot can give you soul's path and astrology can't. I think that astrology is sort of like a bus schedule. It tells you generally what happens, but it doesn't apply to your life and what happened to your life in relations to that past schedule. So that's kind of like how I look at it. So I don't really live by astrology. The only thing that really affects me, and that's maybe because I'm double air sign, is Mercury retrograde. My computer is already in a repair, just to let you know, and my tire is flat, just to let you know. So I already had 2 Mercury related things that I had to do yesterday. So that's why I don't know about eclipses and nodes, if they really affect us, to be quite honest. I did notice that basically transit of Jupiter to Scorpio is definitely affecting us, and this is basically all this sex scandals and all this money hidden, everything will be coming out. So if we are hiding anything, guys, it's going to be tricky. We're not going to possibly be able to do that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm not shunning astrology. I actually can be pretty good astrologer, but each time, and I have to tell you, I'm just doing this monthly annual horoscopes, and it took me forever to really figure out how to do it. I really wanted to start with huge astrology review, and I was looking at it and said, you know what, this is like so weird. You know, I'm just almost giving somebody a schedule. So I scrapped everything. I said, no, let's start. So it's going to be interesting. I can just give you a little tidbits for my annual horoscopes. It's going to be really relating to a number 11. 11 is going to play a big role. We are supposed to put things in balance. Yeah, planets are like major alignment. It's sort of like, okay, so this is the space where we can actually wiggle, but like, let's say this is the space and you're this little dot in the middle, so it doesn't really tell you much about other than you have from here to here, but usually we live in this in here. So this is why I think astrology just have the major kind of like some guidelines, but not in particular. Okay, so it is just very few of us, so this is actually really good, guys. I'm going to have energy of a fewer people, so it is much easier for me. So let me focus. I'm doing just general reading to see where we stand today. I'm not going to do very long. I was like not feeling well during the week, but I just really wanted to stop by and say hi. So let's see, for November the 18th. And today is a new moon in Scorpio, everybody. So anybody wants something, so this is the part of astrology that I do like. New moons, because these are cyclicals, and moon definitely affects a planet. You can see that in the seas, right? And write what you want, but don't make these wishes ridiculous. Something that you would be able to go out today and do it, and write it up and just leave it out in the moonlight. Apparently it is going to grow. It's like a planting a seed, and then you actually do have to act on it, right? So today I had a really weird comment on my channel saying, I'm going to get private reading with you if you promise me that you're going to give me the money if this doesn't come through. Well, unfortunately, I don't know what you guys do on your end. I do give people advice, and it is my time that I do this reading, and that time is, trust me, very hefty invested, because I need to focus, and this is kind of very draining, and it's very hard work. So just imagine that you have to resolve a mathematical problem, and you're given whatever 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour to do that. So I don't know if any doctor or any hockey team would say, oh sure, I'll give you money if you're not pleased. So I did say to a person that I wouldn't want to read for him or her. And this is not what tarot is all about. This is a spiritual journey. I don't owe you, and this is not the exact science, because it has you as a player in it, and you can override anything that I see here, and you don't have to override anything that I see here, and you can follow the spiritual advice. So let's go. For everybody on a live chat, and also people who see it later. So let's see what kind of jumpers we have. Wow, we actually have good jumpers. We have the Fool. So I'll show you the Fool. Then we have Ace of Pentacles reversed. Interestingly, we have Emperor. And then we have Ace of Cups reversed. So, it tells me that maybe collectively we are trying to do certain things, maybe new things, maybe move on. Maybe some of us have issues from the past that we kind of like need solid ground in order to feel more fulfilled. The Emperor generally talks about, to me when I see it, what kind of person I want to be. It looks like we are moving in this direction, but I would say that maybe we are forgetful of how to do that. Two aces that are reversed are telling me it's kind of false start or no start, or maybe we don't know how to go about getting to a relationship, because I think this is connecting to relationship potential. Because you see, Ace of Pentacles is generally to me something that is a long-term potential. And Ace of Cups is something that is a potential for love, for faith, as we can see it in this particular card. So people jump on aces. Sure, it is a new beginning, but you know, it is a new beginning. It's just a potential. It's like the candle is on the table. You still have to light it, right? So nothing happens without this. However, when this is reversed, it shows a huge hesitation. We're obviously going toward that. You see, major arcanas are top important in tarot. And I also kind of like have two levels between 0 and 9 and 10 to 21. And so these two are sort of like starting kind of like new grounds. But then the minor arcana comes, because major arcana means major secrets and minor arcana means minor secrets. So when minor arcana comes in, then these kind of like redefined, these kind of like big decisions. So there are like 4 gateways to 4 suits, and they're aces. So this actually is very, very important over here. So yeah, Katrina, they are kind of like cute cards. So let me see, why is the Ace of Pentacles here? I have 6 of Swords, and 6 of Swords talks about traveling. It could be spiritual travel. It could be moving on. I don't know how many of you maybe have something that has finished but has not finished inside of our soul, and it's basically just about to kind of like, and we're embarking on this journey saying, okay, you know what, like nothing here can grow anymore, we need to move on. And that kind of would make sense. Moving on, it's ridiculous unless we kind of like put things to rest. And why is the Ace of Cups over here? Ace of Cups. Hi Elena. Hi Katrina. Ace of Cups reversed. Why is the Ace of Cups reversed? Okay, this was reversed, but it kind of like went upright. And it's kind of interesting that there are 2 fighter cards. We have 7 of Wands and we have 9 of Wands. And this is clarification why something is not starting. We are still very defensive over something. 7 of Wands is definitely talking about, hi Little Miss Abundance. 7 of Wands is talking about, wait a minute, I know what I want, I know what I need, and please don't tell me otherwise. I usually see that in situations when, let's say, we are dating somebody, and or we are in a situation where somebody says, oh, you know what, don't feel this way, as if you can just flick the switch and feel differently, right? So it looks like we are going to be holding our basically stand over here and saying, look, there is a reason why, you know, I'm saying this, and I need to protect my heart. This is why he's holding his wand pretty much almost across his heart chakra. And this is kind of moving it further. Like 9 means, okay, I did kind of defend myself and maybe pushed it further, but here I really need to strategize, right? And this is kind of like the point where we are saying, okay, are we switching, are we not switching? So this is what's happening, guys. I think we have the new beginning right here in the cards, but there are still some loose ends that need to be cleared. Okay, so let's see if these cards reappear. I'm going to put them around. Hi Katrina, there's another Aquarius. Hi Maria. Okay, for everybody watching, let's do the collective reading. There we go, it's coming out again. We guys really need to stand our ground if somebody is pushing too much, especially as Aquarians, right? We are so sweet, and then we stop being sweet and we explode and we have this tornado. Everybody, oh my gosh, what happened to you? No, what happened to you? Okay, again, there is like certain kind of feeling of mourning. And honestly, this card is the reason why I don't use this deck more frequently, right? Guys, what is he doing? What is she doing, right? Right? Like every single time I see that, I really start to laugh. And this is not a card that I should be laughing. So maybe this is like just to take in stride for all of us and say, look, you know, maybe certain things, we have to laugh at our own experiences. We just cannot take everything too seriously, right? Okay, so let's see. The Magician reverse. That's the overall feeling. Let me see. Oh my gosh. And then we have the Soulmate. This is very strange, the Soulmate card. And look at how beautiful is the Soulmate card in this deck. It's just like spectacular. Then, oh my gosh, I have the Empress reverse. So I have 1, 2, 3. And Fool again. This is not ridiculous. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Like, can you see this? I almost like a feeling a rocket, a liftoff. Thank you, Leon. Yes, Elena. Once bitten, twice shy. That's exactly. And having boundaries is okay. Some people go overboard, that they kind of lift huge walls. The solution here is to really kind of know who you are, how far you will go, and even if it's hard, to simply just walk away if something like this is called for. Then I have like, look, Ace of Cups reversed again is reappearing, which is kind of really confusing. So I have here 8 of Cups. So lots of love questions. We don't know if we want to go, walk away, or come back to something. Hi, Lulu. And 6 of Cups. Oh my gosh, it's loaded. How many water signs are here? 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. And then I have the air signs. Okay, so the environment, here we go. Environment means like moving on. And it could be that our partner moved on. Maybe this is kind of like that kind of whole thing. That we kind of like feel, oh gosh, you know, is he or she still interested? We will see that. Tisha, I feel my ex was my soulmate, working and getting back together after 9 years. Still hesitant, don't want to be hurt again. And Scorpio, Pisces, oh, Dolphin. I love that Dolphin, Katrina. Then we have Page of Wands in Hopes and Fears. And then, whoa, lovely, we have the Star. So guys, we pretty much got all the air. Look at this. We got the Fool, we got the Magician, we got the Star. All the majors in the, and the Libra is here, the Empress. So the Fool is generally all air signs. The Magician is generally Gemini. The Empress would be Taurus and Libra, and the Star is Aquarius. So if we get all air signs here, hi Ivan or Ivan, I don't know how to pronounce this. I would in Europe pronounce it Ivan, and here in Canada, Ivan. So when you see here like this overwhelming amount of air and water, so like this is some kind of like completeness that has to happen, right? Because Aquarius is like top air, and what do I have from water? So I don't really have a Scorpio, which is good. So this is definitely talking about resolving some issues. And I have to say here, because this is where we start, the Magician reverse is not good news. Magician reverse talks about manipulation. So whether we want to manipulate somebody or something, or somebody wants to manipulate us, this also can talk about that we are manipulating ourselves into believing something, or we will simply force ourselves into going in a direction that is different. So look at this, we definitely have a new start. And if we resist this, if we kind of try to, because this is kind of a used car salesman, sometimes when we feel weak emotionally, the people who are sort of like very sweet talking can kind of like penetrate our shield, because it's kind of like that soft place to fall that we need. So kind of be careful that this is not somebody who is actually really not great for us. So what I would say, and that's why this is saying, kind of like take it very slow, because here is still telling me either somebody is coming back, or we are still revisiting certain issues, because Eight of Cups is one of those interesting cards. The cards are the cups are all flow here, right? The cups are something that has gave us fulfillment. So it could be just like a relationship, right? In a relationship, we are going with hope that it's going to work out, but 99.9% it really doesn't, right? So when we see that, we say, okay, everything so far sort of kind of like did push me forward and forward and forward, but hey, I really don't know, you know, if this is really what I need. Maybe I need to look for something else. So this is talking about, you know, turning your back to everything that you have and exploring. Now, when this is reversed, it means, well, I did look out there and actually did find what I did have that was actually very, very productive. Or it is something that I really want to look back. Maybe, I don't know, guys, it could be that somebody from the past will even reappear. It is possible, because we will be reminiscing about somebody from the past. Look at this. I have 2 6s. So, and a soulmate card. So, yeah, I think Mercury retrograde is knocking on the door here. And we have the Empress, which means somebody is kind of clingy. So make sure we are not the clingy ones. Make sure that we are actually really this Empress, whether you're a guy or not, right? Means you get it what you want, especially if you are parents, guys. Put your kids first, because when Empress comes this way, she becomes vain, mean, demanding, or we can be seen this way or not. Remember how that card was jumping out, 7 of Wands, kind of being on guard? Maybe somebody is going to try to, and this is possibility when these 2 cards are together, reversed, somebody's going to try to, you know, like how, you know, the term it's called gaslighting. Gaslighting is like somebody actually accuses you of doing it. So they hit you and they will tell you, oh, you made me, you said this and that, where they're like simply just trying to make you into the guilty person. And it works sometimes, especially works when you're like completely worn out in a bad relationship. And I know this is extreme example, but this can be as simple as, well, you did this to me. For example, somebody cheats on you, and then they want you to kind of like pamper them and baby them because you poor thing, you had to cheat. And like, this is what I say, just get off me. And that's where I hold my ground. And so just be very careful. If somebody comes back, hold your ground. You can come back. There is like no things. And I believe in second chances. I believe that things can happen. But if you don't repair the cause of the problem, you cannot heal the disease. You're only healing the symptoms. So I'm seeing lots of emotions, but I'm seeing that somebody is finally deciding to move on. It is like total new start. And it's actually a totally new enthusiastic start, because we have Page of Wands and we have the Star. And let's talk about these two cards. Pages are always messengers. Pages are very young energy. So it is just getting to know something. Let's say you're studying a foreign language and you can only say hi, hello, how are you, como estás, or stuff like that. So it's like what Melania Trump says. She speaks 4 languages, but all she can say, hi, my name is Melania Trump, in 4 languages. This is kind of the energy that we are talking about here. So, but it's going to be developed. The Star is the energy where you can literally walk on water, right? So she is actually amazingly not naked in this particular deck. She is like so fully kind of like comprehending that kind of it was important. Okay, let me tell you what narcissism is, because I see this often, and I have discussed this with my friend, tarot reader, who is a person of color. And I said, well, I'm really sorry. I need to ask, what is about this narcissist, right? And he says, listen, when we were growing up, and we were always told that you have to kind of help other people, and if you didn't, you have been either labeled narcissist or just kind of like went in this direction. But truly, this is what not narcissist is. You see, what narcissist is a person who is not actually having the personality fully developed. So when you're a child, you have to be a narcissist in order to survive, right? Because you cannot walk for the first 8-9 months of your life. You cannot talk. You cannot express what you want. So you have to scream on top of your lungs. You have to scratch, or your poop has to smell in order to attract, somebody to come to you, to attend to you. So this is normal, let's say, survival-ridden narcissistic behavior. But then you go into the level where some people get stuck there. And this is very common for people who come from, let's say, families. Let's say, in some cultures, like in my culture, like when I grew up, like male child was worshipped, so a male would be raised differently from a female, and then in the same family you would have 2 different sets of rules, and then that male would actually grow up to be dysfunctional, if you wish. And I have to tell you, and I really hope my brother is not listening, but that was the case with him. We have been raised completely differently, but it's a good news at the end of the story. So he has been spoiled to death. I was actually the one who was in school. I was like in 3 parallel schools at the same time. I was in 2 high schools, and in a regular high school and a musical high school, and then I was taking university classes already in high school. So I would come home at 10 at night, dead tired, and I still had to clean after myself, do the homework. With my brother, for example, he was served on hand and foot by my mother, and that really didn't happen for me. So he kind of like, when I visited him a while back, I saw him sitting after the lunch, and his wife picking up the plates and washing the dishes, and he lit up the cigarette and smoked. I was furious. Totally furious. So what are you doing? Why are you not helping? And funny enough, she jumped at me and she said, "You're not going to tell me how I deal with things in my family, etc., etc." So, okay, I felt it's not my place to interfere. So I didn't. But I did tell him sideways later. I said, just to let you know that maybe while you're in love and everything is nice and rosy, because they just got married a month before, everything will work out, but she will resent you. I'm just telling you this as a woman. You have to roll up your sleeves and pick up your slack, right? So he said, what do you mean? I said, well, for example, she's going to get tired from doing everything and you will get no sex. And that was the end of the conversation. So I kid you not, years later, I would say 2-3 years later, he's jumping from nowhere. So, oh, by the way, I don't know if you remember this conversation we had. Oh, I'm helping her a lot. So, and my brother really turned into the big helper, and right now it's literally, I don't know if it's 50-50, but he's definitely there. And I have to say that this is one of the relationships that I can really brag about. It is really, really nice. A high somewhere in Tarot. So let's go back to this. Narcissist is person who kind of gets stuck and doesn't want to let go of their feeling of superiority. So maybe you grew up feeling kind of like being on top of the heap or something, but then it actually turns into dysfunctionality. And yes, even Donald Trump is a very good example, because he is not able to see how his actions affect other people and what boundaries you have to you have to kind of like set together, right? So we need to, in our life, recognize that we all are a little bit narcissistic. So, okay, so let's not just point fingers and just do that, this and this and that. So we all have it in us. We all kind of have the time, and we have to kind of keep doing the stuff for ourselves. And there is like really nothing wrong with that. That I call it like, you know, you have to assert your needs. But if it's just us, and not the other party, this is when things happen, right? So, and this is where most stuff in relationships happen. That's when most stuff, that's the gap, needs are not fulfilled, etc., etc. Anyway, I went too much into therapy, and let's go back on tarot. So page of wands is this like new beginning, which, yeah, it could be a little bit tidbit narcissistic, but it's enthusiastic. It is like, oh my gosh, I want to learn this, and I want to learn this, I want to learn this. But you see, the star is not so much caring about herself. She is here. She is like really caring about everybody. What is really crucial in this card, as I said, is like to realize that she actually is not stepping into water, but she's walking on the water. There is like the guidance star, which means she's opening herself up to the other people. So for example, this live chat is a star session, right? And she is able to heal and more than willing to offer herself to healing. Hi, never fear, Stephen. Hello. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are like 7 mini stars in regular decks. I'm creating my own deck. I'm not so sure it's going to work out this way. I just have to tell you only one thing, that will tell you that entire suite of swords will be called stars. It's going to be a little bit different. But these 7 mini stars are actually our chakras, and saying we have to pay attention if all these chakras are being kind of taken care of. Even in psychology, you have them translated. They're called Maslow hierarchy of needs. So you have to make sure that you're earning money for a living, that you're comfortable, that you feel attractive, that you're nourished, etc., etc., etc. Okay, guys. So what I see here is that somebody from the past might be re-knocking on our door once again, offering this new passion, offering to move on in a possible new direction, offering, and thanks Kit Kat, you're my best top salesperson you hired. But we are going to be hesitant this time around. We are not going to take things at face value. We are going to make sure that we are nourished this time and that our needs are met. Otherwise, it's just going to be a no starter. No matter how much we care and no matter how much we actually love this person, right? We will be sort of like on offense, is going to be sort of, okay, you have to prove to me that this issue we had has been healed, and this has been, we can start moving on. So let me just see a few clarifications. Oh, check it out. Again, the same two cards. We are guarding our heart. We are insisting that our issues have to be resolved. Good for us, guys. I really like to see that. And, you know, that we are coming up with a strategy. And this is, again, going back to the narcissist. Even if we were just having a 5% of guilt in the situation, we have to look into this 5% and see what basically has happened. And let me see. Why is the Empress? Oh, the World. And the Knight of Wands reversed. The Empress is reversed because it's telling me that this phase of our life has to finish. When the World card comes up, it's saying, okay, wait a minute, it has to keep going. It's enough. You spent enough time dwelling on this, and you had put your rules down. If other person doesn't want to hear it and wants to renegotiate those rules, maybe you shouldn't go forward. And this is what this is saying, kind of, maybe somebody has been with us, not willing to go long term, and just like, I mean, using us for sex and promising us much more. Then, you know, we have to recognize things, because at this stage we do have tools to recognize this. So I think, guys, this is pretty good. And you have Virgo Moon and Virgo Rising. Again, guys, okay, let's talk about the signs a little bit. So how would you know? I mean, when I kind of do my taroscopes, I always do, hi Courtney, I always kind of do per sign, right? But I always say, kind of check your ascendant, check your moon sign, and you can also check your Venus. Which one is the other one? Oh my gosh, I'm losing it. Mars. It's early in the morning for me, guys. So why? Sun sign is what kind of contract we sign for this life. It is like the guidance. It's almost like this card over here, where eventually we should go. Ascendant is this. How do we go about that? How do we feel? So in this particular situation, we kind of have this duality, right, between maybe somebody's talking us into something, and yet we want badly to love somebody and give our love or receive the love, right? Then you have Venus. Venus is generally really what kind of approach will work on us, right? So my Venus is in Aquarius. So if you give me all this romancing under my window, you're probably going to get a bucket of water on top of you, because I would hate it. But if you kind of, hey, you're sending me money, guys. This is not supposed to send me money, but thank you. So basically, ascendant is what is appealing to you. Venus is what is appealing to you. And what is really important is that when you look at Mars, really look in your partner's Mars. They can be Scorpio, with Scorpio rising, with Scorpio Venus, but their Mars is Aries. And they will want you to chase the heck out of them. They would want to be head on. It will be nothing of a sort. So you really have to look into that. Okay, so let me see if I missed anything over here, guys. What I would like to do here, guys, is I want to answer any questions. So don't ask me your personal questions for personal readings. Please contact me via www.cattarot.ca, as you can see it as for the pre-order annual taroscopes. Just to give you update, I did 45 minutes, sort of like 2018 all signs. And it's really awesome. Year number 11, we all collectively will get better people. And I'm actually really glad, because everything that happened, everything that we're experiencing in the world seems to be so devastating. And 2017 was kind of like a bad year, right, for quite a few people. But 2018 is going to be interesting. It can be really good. It can be really bad. It can be really good if you're willing to kind of roll with the punches. It can be really bad if you resist it. So if you guys have any questions about any card or any deck, and I'm more willing to answer this, and then I will go and cook myself a coffee or go to Starbucks. I need to change my tires to winter tires as well, because it is so cold outside. Okay, so let me know if there is any particular card that you want to know about, but this is what I planned also, to get one of these cards for all of us. Hi Nicolia. Oh my gosh, it was tough for me too, and last year was really hellish for me, and I think it got me to this number 11. I am a number 11. My birthday is number 11, February 15th, 1974, and also my name is 11, and so hence I am basically designed to kind of like go through life, to kind of like learn on my own skin. And so this really year forced me in every way, shape and form to kind of move forward. Yeah, I see 11-11s. I also see 10-10. I also see 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of really weird combination. You cannot be 12 because they're like just two exceptions. Well, this is not debatable. It could be two, could be more exceptions. And also, guys, can you please give me a thumbs up? So I just want to see how many people like this live readings, just to see if I really need to continue this. So yeah, they're like 1, 1, 11, 2, 22, 33, and 44. So now I also heard that 55 is now being joined in because it goes back to 1, but not more than that. However, when I look at it, I look at any combination, anything that is meaningful, right? For example, I also see 215, which is my birthday, and then kind of it's coming back. So that's dream that I had last night about Oscar the cat. It was kind of like very prophetic, and given that November 19th is like when she passed away. And that was kind of very interesting because I have been in lots of pain regarding her passing. Regarding, I'm getting emotional right now. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about Oscar. So, well, I'll tell you, the day that Oscar died, I was taking her to euthanasia. And I just put her in my lap in a towel. And she just looked at me and passed away that moment when I did that. So dreaming about her last night to euthanize her really brought this bad feelings. And I hate being emotional. After all, I'm Aquarius. So anyway, this is what I got for us, guys. Loyal heart. 35, 20, 35. Okay. So, well, you know, I think what I really like about Oscar, or Osk, she was actually a girl, not a boy, even though I realized that when it was a little bit too late. And she was like extremely independent. Oh my gosh, she just like did whatever she wanted to do. I love her to death. And she did everything on her terms, everything. It was just unbelievable how independent this kitty was. So I really like how she died, because she died on her terms. So that was kind of very important. Yeah, I know. For me, losing a person, I lost my dad, I didn't cry. I was very sad, and I felt that was the best for him. But oh my gosh, when I lose my cat, it is kind of devastating, right? So I can understand for everybody who loves pets. I just saw this yesterday, the photo of the Trump kids, Eric and what is the other guy, Donald Jr., and they killed what was that, leopard. I was like so upset watching this. So let me read this, and I'm going to read it on a number of different levels. The card that we got is Loyal Heart, and it says, evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove that they're faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. That's finally some good news. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected and divinely directed. Relationship message. Okay. Your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. And prosperity message. Your long-term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident to the world of conditions, where your aspirations for success assume form in reality. Success is finally taking shape. If you are loyal to your dreams and faithful to your plans while remaining flexible and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time for joyful celebration of spirit and manifestation of a new partner. And protection message. Are you stubborn or overly tenacious about an idea? Or have you become so attached to something that you just don't know how to let it go? Could it be that it becomes so much a part of you that you wouldn't know who you are without it? Well, now it's time to look at outdated beliefs, old ideas, and misplaced loyalties. Betrayal is only a signal that it's time to prune away all who don't deserve your trust and have no place in your life. Buy new, think new, and open your heart to new things. Let go of the old and all of your attachments. And we have seen that in tarot. Spirit has awesome plans for you. Make some room. So guys, I think collectively we are going to actually move forward, and this is really, really great. Okay, so let me read some of your messages here. Feel free to ask me any questions, and then we'll slowly wrap up because I need to light a candle for my cat Osk, and I'll give you a secret. I'm not crazy about candles. I kind of I have a love-hate relationship with fire. Probably I was a witch in my past life and I have been burned at the stake. But if you have any questions, they're more than welcome. Oh, I love you too, guys. You have no idea how much I'm glad I'm helping you, but you guys help me too. Oh. Well, you see, get rid of the old. How I look at it is like if you have a cup and it's full and it creates all the things we are going through, right? Oh my gosh, house burned on Christmas Eve. Good gosh, I'm so sorry. Then you have to clean this glass, right? You have to not only throw it away and put something else in. And this is what people do. They replace the partner. They get exactly the same partner, a different body, or they deal with exactly the same issues. You need to scrub that glass. You need to kind of like move kind of like this. So this is your answer, Nicolia. When will I be able to write freely again, being so hurt? You see, hurt is who we are. The other people can do whatever they want. It is how we handle it, right? So you have to kind of find a way to rewire yourself properly. I actually do have a set of energy kind of sessions that I do, and these energy sessions basically literally repair this Swiss cheese holes that we all have inside and actually help that way, right? So well, I actually don't feel sorry for my loss. It's just like it's just a normal part of life. We are just here for each other. So lesson we have to learn from that is that we have to really, really pay attention to the others while we can, right? And kind of like live and express our love to our parents, to our pets, to everybody else, because maybe one day they're not going to be there. So is there hope for us Aquarians in love? Tricky question. Yes, absolutely. Aquarius is is kind of very special sign when it comes to love, because again, we are number 11. So if you live to your highest potential, you see that the unfortunate part of being Aquarius is that we attract lots of what they call it broken wing, you know, syndrome birds, and they come and we heal them, we repair them, and then they fly away, right? And that's the problem with Aquarians, giving this universal love, that when it comes to our own needs, kind of like we feel it's not fulfilled. So it's kind of learning how to live with things while they are. And eventually it will come. In actually 2018, guys, something new is coming. So we will get the second chance. Well, first of all, this is kind of a really one-on-one thing. You cannot go on Aquarian level. I kind of do this is your ex coming back. But second chances are not always the good solutions, because sometimes, just like a candle is burning, 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 and comes to an end, it is the end. So sometimes is, you know, just needed to realize, okay, you know, there is nothing left here, nothing to see, let's move on, right? And I have to tell you, I'm a coach for a living, and many people kind of hesitate moving from their relationships, moving forward. And once when they do, it's like, oh my gosh, why in the world was I so stuck? Because this is why they say this world card, that world comes in reversal. Let me see if I can find this card. It's kind of a bad card to be, because that's where we get stuck when we don't want to let go. We are kind of still experiencing this kind of motion. See, this kind of like when it's reversed, it goes like, I don't want this to move, I don't want something else. The truth is, when it moves, we are getting a new soulmate, we are getting a new chance to be something really, really happy. So guys, you know, when one door closes, as hurtful as it is, the another one is open, right? So for example, with Oscar, so this is not exactly the same situation, right? So when my kitty dies, I couldn't replace her, of course, immediately. So then I was left with Mittens, and I was left with Matrix. And then Mittens passed away the year after, and Matrix was just poor thing alone, and he was like very sociable. And at the time, I didn't spend much time at home, so I wanted to adopt another kitten, and I wanted to get something just like him, a little black kitten, because they're like very, very cuddly, and I couldn't find it. And I found few abused kittens, and I just like felt he would beat them up just out of fear, animalistic fear. So I looked and looked and looked, and then went on Kijiji, and somebody was selling a cat. In general, I'm against buying anything live. Well, so anyway, I did break my own rule, went to see her, and it was Safi. Her name at that point was Bella. And I just didn't like the name. I know she's beautiful. Bella means beautiful. But her personality was like so amazing, and her eyes were striking. So I named her Sapphire. But since it's a mouthful to say, she just ended up being Safi. So Lucy passed away. Oh, guys, I didn't want this session to turn out to be crying session, so yeah, it makes me very sad when I hear about other people, animals too. Anyways, guys, as I didn't really want to make anybody cry, I made myself cry. I will see you probably next week. Yes, self-relax camera. I don't know where she is. Just give me a second. I'll try to find her again. Hello. Hello, hello. Say hi. Say hi, babies. Say hi, babies, babies. Say hi. Say hi. Good girl and good boy. Yes, where are you? Where are lovely booty cat? Lovely booty cat. All you can see, guys, is just lots of black fur. Come, Matrix. Come. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Sophie. Sophie, come, Sophie. Come, Sophie. And here they are, guys. So to finish on a happy note, with maybe not so glad appearances, because I kind of made them. They're like, yeah, they're black and white, my yin and yang kitty cats, and they absolutely love each other. Come, Sophie, say hi to everybody. I woke her up, so she probably really hates me right now. Hi, sweetie. Sophie, say something for the public. Can you say something? Okay, I know how to get her going. Just give me a sec. Siamese cats are always kittens. They always will play with things. So there is something fun and loving for kissing you goodbye. Oddly named my cat after a dog. Sophie. Thank you, guys, everybody. Here, there is Matrix. Come, Matrix. Come. Now we have both of them joining what's happening. Right. It's kind of amazing when you have cats. They're kind of stuck in perpetual present time, and it is like absolutely lovely, and that's how we can actually learn quite a bit from them. So guys, I do wish to thank everybody for being here with me today. I will try to see if I can actually catch Saturdays or Sundays, and that way we can kind of like have the steady date every week. And until the next time, I want to thank everybody who was here and who actually sent me good wishes. I want to send all the good wishes back to you. And until the next time, I love you all. And if you guys haven't, kind of get yourself the annual taroscopes. Trust me, they are going to be so much fun. So until the next time, love you guys.